I work as a sculptor. I also adore Christmas. I carved many of the statues in my yard, including Rudolph and Santa. Every day is Christmas at my home. I used to offer prayers in front of a sizable Christmas stocking statue in the living room every Christmas.
Santa Claus, I will live a good life. Give me a really expensive gift.
Every Christmas when I was a child, my father would dress up as Santa and give me amazing presents. Every year I wait for Christmas to come around. I currently live alone because my father passed away. Even though I'm an adult, Christmas time makes me feel like a kid again. And I offer up prayers in front of the statue of the Christmas stocking.
Santa Claus, please make sure to give me a pricey gift.
Of course, the Christmas stockings will be empty the next morning. No one can give me a present now that I live alone in my home. Just like that, I fall asleep with a sweet dream. Christmas morning was the following day. When I woke up, I have been taken completely by surprise with the abundance of cash in the living room. I initially questioned my eyes, but after coming to, I looked. They were actual money. The living room was piled high with money. I was so shocked that I assumed this was a practical joke. However, nobody around me had this much money. It wasn't fake money either. I was so shocked that it took me a while to collect myself. Then I noticed something in my Christmas stocking statue that drew my attention. I moved slowly closer to have a better look. There was a sizable object wrapped in a paper like a present. When I removed the wrapper, I recoiled in disbelief. What was inside was a dead body, a woman's body that appeared to have been mutilated. I also saw a tiny message that was attached to it. My hands shook as I retrieved the message. Then I read it.
Merry Christmas. It is a gift from Santa Claus. I'll offer you 5 million in cash. However, only if you cope with this woman. How do you feel? It's a really wonderful gift, don't you think? You better not cry. It's a reward that only good kids get.
I was shocked and was at a loss for words and felt as though my brain was damaged. I was unable to look away from that enormous pile of cash as the anxiety crept in. That's right. Money also saw the emergence of greed and selfishness. I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply. Then, in front of my eyes, a panorama of many dream scenarios with sports cars, luxurious homes, and yachts emerged. I was tearing my hair out in pain. But how should I get rid of this body? Never in my life I have been giving anything like this. Even though I'm aware of it, I will undoubtedly suffer consequences if I acquiesce to this body. I felt like my brain was going to explode with all kinds of thoughts. I shouted while glancing up at the ceiling.
God, why do you torture me to this suffering on a joyous Christmas day?
I debated for a while before picking up the phone and dialing 911. But the phone abruptly rang at that very time. Unknown was the phone number. I heard an old man's voice when I got it.
Happy holidays. Did you enjoy your gift?
I yelled, "Murderer!"
You are the murderer who killed this woman from now onwards.
I yelled him to stop this nonsense. He spoke.
I simply gave you what you requested. If you're embarrassing yourself, you'll be wrapped up and given as a present to someone else. Do you comprehend?
I yelled, "Santa Claus can't even enter my home because I don't even have a chimney. Do you think I'll be scared of you?" The porch bell then abruptly sounded. I glanced at the intercom in shock. A man dressed as Santa stepped in front of my door and said,
Santa can get in every child's house. Just like this.
My front door's lock beeped after a bit, and then it clicked open. My heart dropped for a split second when I caught a glimpse of the front door partially open. A hand then slipped through the gaping space and waved. Blood was all over his hands. As my hands started to shake, I hurriedly spoke.
What the hell are you looking for?
Between the two of us, keep this a secret. You're a good boy, therefore I think you'll do a great job. Remember that Santa is always keeping an eye on you.
He hung up and closed the door. I collapsed on the ground and started crying. Why did I witness this? I have been disorganized and absent-minded all day. I ultimately came to the conclusion that I had no choice but to take this job. But because I'm still young, I didn't want to serve time in jail. But I also didn't want to be horribly slain by this killer. I made the decision to first see if this money was fake or not. I verified that the bills were genuine by taking some cash to the bank. Then I spent a lot of time debating on how to get rid of this body. And after giving it a lot of thought, I succeeded. I was wrong about how simple it was. I began constructing a stunning golden Santa Claus monument for the yard, then placed the body inside. It turned into my greatest achievement, the ideal of beauty and the ideal secret. Across time, visitors to the statue started to gather from all over the neighborhood. Everyone was amazed. People traveled from long distances to admire my statue once I became famous. The crowd yelled that the statue appears to be alive and moving. They said that they have never seen a statue this realistic. Some even told me,
I can't believe you created a statue so exquisite. Your soul must have been sold to the devil.
I scowled at him. After that day, I began to spend on the finest of things. I lived in a 5-star hotel every day, ate expensive food, wore luxurious clothing, drove a sports car, and attended parties every day. Everyone believed I was a wealthy, self-made individual, but nobody was aware of that unpleasant reality. I occasionally had the impression that someone was monitoring and following me. However, I didn't care and had fun. I was appreciative of that enigmatic Santa Claus. Christmas Eve night returned the following year. I received a call from a strange number. Once more, it was the old man's voice.
Wow, that statue is awesome. How were you able to get the body inside? Nobody took note. Really, I was impressed. I mean, let's work together going forward. From now on, I will pay you 1 million each corpse. How do you feel?
My shaking returned. This time the trembling was one of excitement rather than fear. Without realizing, I yelled, "Boss, I'll handle it. Please," he said while grinning hysterically.
It's funny. From now on, we are all on the same side.
The following morning, when I got out of bed, I discovered a body enclosed in a Christmas stocking statue.
Good. This time, what kind of statue should I create?
I slapped myself when I finally noticed that I was grinning. Although I felt bad about it, I was powerless to stop myself from turning into a monster. Again, I created a magnificent statue and put the dead body inside. I created a statue this time that closely resembles the dead body's appearance. Once more, a bunch of people gathered to gaze in awe. Someone questioned me.
After whom was this statue modeled? I want to see this model in person, please. They're not in this statue, is it?
I kicked them out. I continued my wealthy life in that way. I was overjoyed. I fulfilled my goal. Everyone admired me and complimented me on my coolness. Santa heard my prayer. He actually gave me a gift. Of course, there were occasions when I worried that everything might eventually be revealed. I questioned myself. Is there really an eternal secret in this world? I was unsure of the question. I always pray that I'll get presents for Christmas the following year. I'm hoping everyone else says a prayer to Santa, so Santa will pay attention to your prayers.
Merry Christmas to you all. Oh, 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 oh.